In this video, we'll be taking a look at 5 MLB games happening on July 22nd, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 10 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 5 MLB games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Los Angeles Sparks versus Washington Mystics. It's a non-conference clash in the nation's capital on Tuesday night, with the Washington Mystics at 11-11 welcoming the Los Angeles Sparks to town. This marks the first action for both squads coming off the All-Star break, and right before that pause, the Sparks took down the Mystics on their home floor. Los Angeles stumbled through a rough opening half of the season but wrapped it up on a high note, grabbing wins in 2 straight and 3 out of their final 4 contests. That defeat for Washington snapped a 3-game hot streak they were on, pushing them right back to even at .500 overall. The Mystics had locked in defensively across those 3 victories leading up to the break, holding opponents down tight, and I expect them to rediscover that edge now that they're back in front of their own crowd. It's kind of a weird revenge setup here, and it'll be worth watching how everyone shakes off the rust in this post-break opener, but the Mystics have shown up way stronger when playing at home all year long. Sure, you could argue for the Sparks getting some value as underdogs, especially since they hammered the Mystics by 19 just before the hiatus, but I'm not buying into Los Angeles yet. They still feel shaky to me. Washington has pulled out victories in 6 of their past 9 outings, and they've saved their sharpest play for home games, where things just click better. On top of that, the Sparks have only covered the spread about 38.1% of the time, landing them second from the bottom in the WNBA, just ahead of the Aces in that department. Bottom line, I don't have faith in the Sparks pulling this off. As our first pick for this matchup, the Washington Mystics to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The over has hit in each of the Sparks' last 4 games, no question. Los Angeles put up big numbers offensively in their 2 most recent tilts, lighting up the scoreboard, but I don't see that carrying over to this road trip. Washington has held its own defensively throughout the year, clamping down hard during that 3-win run before coughing up 99 to Los Angeles in the pre-break finale. Keep in mind, though, that blowout happened away from home, and now back in their own gym, the Mystics should tighten up on that end, forcing misses and bad shots. They won't be dropping a ton of points themselves either, so mix in some solid stops with limited scoring, and you're looking at a game that stays on the quieter side overall. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Indiana Fever versus New York Liberty. The Indiana Fever, sitting at 12-11 and holding down 6th spot in the WNBA, are lining up against the New York Liberty, who are 15-6 and locked in at 2nd place, for what should be a solid battle. Even though one squad might miss a key player, the other could get a big boost with a return. The Fever probably won't have Clark in the mix Tuesday as she keeps working back from that groin issue. She's already sat out 10 games this year, and they'll play it safe with her now. Over on the Liberty side, they're set to welcome back center Jonquel Jones from her ankle problem, and without her, they've been weak on the boards, ranking just 10th league-wide in rebounding margin. She'll shore that up while adding another scoring threat inside and from deep. It's a hefty line, but it makes sense. The Liberty aren't just the stronger group. They crushed the Fever by 21 right before the break. Indiana's still down Clark, while New York regains Jones, making the Liberty maybe the toughest out in the whole league. Yeah, I'm not thrilled about laying that many points, but you can't fade the Liberty when they're whole. They've covered in 3 straight, heading into this second half with momentum. As our first pick for this matchup, the New York Liberty to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. These clubs both rank top 3 in scoring per game this year, no doubt. They're also up there in the top 4 for field goal percentage, and the Liberty lead the pack in 3-point shooting across the WNBA. Plus, every one of their 3 head-to-heads this season has sailed over the total, so expect more of that here. A shootout with both sides fresh off the break and firing on all cylinders. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Chicago Sky versus Minnesota Lynx. The Chicago Sky and the Minnesota Lynx are squaring off Tuesday in some WNBA action over at the Target Center. Minnesota has taken 2 out of the 3 games they've played against Chicago this year. That one loss felt like a weird outlier where their defense let in 87 points, which ranks as the 3rd highest they've allowed all season. The Lynx boast the 2nd stingiest scoring defense in the league, and they're tops when it comes to shutting down 3-pointers. Chicago's offense has been up and down, lacking real rhythm, and they won't suddenly fix that in their first game back after the All-Star break. The Sky sit second to last in scoring punch, and they're 4th worst at keeping opponents from lighting up the board. Chicago has only covered the spread in 3 of 9 spots as double-digit underdogs. Meanwhile, the Lynx are 8-5 when laying double digits, and they've covered in 8 of their last 9 at home. As our first pick for this matchup, the Minnesota Lynx to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Minnesota's defense will be the main reason they grab the win and beat the spread. They lead the league in points allowed, giving up just 75 per game. Chicago's attack can fizzle out, ranking as the 2nd weakest scoring unit overall. Both teams like to slow things down, which should keep the Sky's output low. Once the game's in hand, look for Minnesota to chew up the clock late. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Atlanta Dream versus Las Vegas Aces. The Atlanta Dream and Las Vegas Aces are facing off Tuesday in some WNBA action over at the Michelob Ultra Arena. This marks the first clash between them this season, and they'll tangle 3 more times in the back half. Last year, Atlanta edged out a 2-1 record straight up and against the spread in their meetings. Both squads hit some bumps early on but wrapped up the first half on a decent note. The Aces look like they're starting to click, chasing that high bar from last year. Wilson has been carrying the load hard, and now the rest of the team is settling in around her. Picking up Smith has beefed up their front court, giving Wilson some backup down low and extra shielding. The Aces just turned in their top defensive showing of the year, though that was almost a week back against the league's 2nd weakest scoring bunch. Since Atlanta hasn't seen the Aces yet, they'll need to probe and adjust on defense, but by then, it might already be game over. The Dream getting points as underdogs could tempt you, since you might say they've looked sharper overall so far, but Atlanta has dropped the cover in 7 of their last 10 outings. Plus, the Aces closed the first half with a pair of wins, and even at .500, they're a battle-tested champ crew you're just waiting to heat up. Coming off the break and diving into the second half, this feels like the spot where the Aces hit their stride and string some together. Wilson has stepped up her game even more lately. As our first pick for this matchup, the Las Vegas Aces to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. This game's got 2 attacks that both put up more than 80 points a night on average. The Aces sit just above that line at 80.6, but early struggles drag them down. Lately, they've dropped 83 or better in 8 of their past 11. Atlanta's scoring has held steady most of the season, hitting 82 or more in 7 of their last 10, and crossing 90 in 5 of those. The Dream lean toward locking down on defense, while Las Vegas pushes the pace to wear folks out. I figure Atlanta won't mind matching that tempo here and running with it. The under has cashed in 4 of the last 5 between them, but they've combined for about 164.8 points on average in those spots. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Dallas Wings versus Seattle Storm. The Dallas Wings, sitting at 6-17, and the Seattle Storm, with a 14-9 record, are set to clash in a Western Conference showdown in the WNBA. The Wings rely heavily on outside shooting, without much pushback down low where it counts. That's how they stay average in putting up points, but drop to 11th defensively since they can't force many misses or turnovers. Their best 3 scorers are all backcourt types, and that's going to hurt them bad in Seattle going up against Nneka Ogwumike and Gabby Williams inside. Those 2 all-stars will own the paint and dictate how things flow close to the rim. Paige Bueckers is coming up strong, no doubt, but the Storm aren't soft on the edges either, with Skylar Diggins hounding her out there all game long, disrupting shots and passes. The Wings aren't just 2-10 straight up away from home this year. They're also the most injury-riddled bunch in the league, dealing with key absences that keep piling up. It's tough to back them with all that going on, no real stability to count on. The Storm, meanwhile, have been a force at home going back to last season, protecting their turf like few others. They've rattled off 6 wins in a row against Dallas and covered the spread in 4 of those, showing they can dominate these matchups. The Wings' defense has been all over the place during this rough stretch, leaking points left and right. As our first pick for this matchup, the Seattle Storm to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Look for a quick tempo matchup matchup as both squads shake off the rust after the All-Star break and dive back in. Dallas leans on that outside game hard, knowing their defense isn't built to carry them through tough spots. Buchers and Ogunbowale will try to just outgun whoever they're facing, since they don't have solid bigs to block shots or control the lane. The Wings rank only 11th in keeping points off the board, and they'll struggle big time against a Seattle crew that attacks from everywhere, inside, out, you name it. Diggins leads their scoring, sure, but Ogwumike can drop buckets from any spot, and the Storm have 4 players putting up double digits on average, spreading the threat wide. Seattle won't ease off the gas, cranking up the speed to push this one over the total. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.